I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, it is 7 o'clock. Roll call, Jeffy. Here. 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 Thank you very much. Call to order at 7 o'clock still. The Open Meeting Act. The City of Grant abides by the Nebraska Open Meeting Act in conducting business. A copy of the Nebraska Open Meeting Act is on display on our little pegboard there, as required by the Nebraska state law. Did everyone get a chance to review the agenda?
I move to accept the May 8th, 2023 proposed agenda.
Andrea moved and Tierney second that we accept the May 8th proposed agenda. Any discussion? Andrea, how do you?
Yes.
Tierney? Yes. Kimberly? Yes. All right, motion carried. Right, review and action on prior meeting minutes from April 24th, 2023.
Action on prior meeting minutes from April 24th, 2023 and wait for reading.
Second.
Tierney moved and Andrea second that we accept the prior meeting minutes from April 24th, 2023 and waive the reading. Kimberly, how do you vote?
Yes.
Tierney?
Yes.
Andrea? Yes. Motion carried. Thank you very much. And communications.
Absolutely. All right. Warmer weather means construction, right? We're back at it.
It's a new season. It's a construction season.
So, the guys, the Level LLC has started their work back up on the renovations to downtown. Starting with the library project, I believe they poured some curb today. So they should be starting some sidewalk here shortly this week. Filling in the remaining posts that were put up last year. And then somewhere end of this month, beginning of June, starting back down Central Avenue, back south from Central Avenue, starting in Frenchman Valley Co-op and working south. So once they get rolling, I think last year we calculated somewhere around about a block a week. Is there flow there? So I think we can stick to that. We can get 5 blocks knocked out in 5 weeks.
Nice.
That'd be terrific. Right before fair.
It'd be all spiffy.
That'd be great, right before the parade. So be fantastic. The lift station rehab has been completed. Everything's been tested. Reopened. I was there for the reopening before they put sewage into it, and it looks so clean and beautiful.
I had a thank you, so maybe you could pass along
Sure.
that they did an excellent job cleaning up the street in the area that they worked on, and people of the community really appreciated that.
Absolutely. That was Midland's
Mm-hmm.
contract or Midland's construction. I think it's Midland's contract. Anyways, I will pass that along.
Yeah.
They're just down the road in Imperial doing some similar work down there. So pass it along. Thank you. That's awesome. Yeah, I think they did a terrific job. Even when they did have problems, they were very communicative and Bill said they were easy to work with. Had no issues. So we like the Midlands crew. They done work for us before, and so very good. Eric worked on reseeding the spot where they were working today, so that should be greening back up over the summer in the park. All in all, great project, start to finish. Everything's flowing the way it should. Everything's communicating the way it should. So we're excited for that. I know the guys are excited that they don't have to crawl back down in that pit anymore. So a little bit of what happened over there. So before there was basically 2 pits stacked on top of each other. And in order to get down to the bottom, you had to crawl down a nasty ladder.
And didn't you have to have a device just in
You have to
case?
have a monitor, yeah, but there has to be a gas monitor.
You could die from being down there.
So now, it's all one tube, lined concrete. And the guys can actually pull the pumps up by chain, by hand, all the way to the top.
Nice.
So if we ever have to service the pumps or anything like that, there's no crawling down in those holes. And the other lift station was done a few years ago the same way. So we're trying to eliminate some risk here, and it's a really, really thoughtful, really good project. So I appreciate you guys making an effort to budget that, letting us get it done. So,
Very good, thank you.
all right, some upcoming events, meetings, etc. Cemetery board will meet tomorrow at 5:15 in this room. Library will meet at 5:15 at the library on Wednesday, the 10th. I will make a quick note, a bike ride around Grant. If you guys aren't doing anything on the 16th from 6 to 7, hop on your bicycle or your rollerblades or something with wheels and bike ride around Grant. You get a little passport, get some stickers on it, and then you get a chance to put it in a bucket for a drawing at the end. We're sponsoring, the city's sponsoring a pool pass. If we get 200 applicants, we're gonna sponsor 2 pool passes. And I know there's several bikes that Pinnacle Bank has had donated, gear, helmets, locks, and Midwest Electric just came in and they bought a family pool pass as well to be donated. So lots of chances for family pool passes this year. So
Nice.
we're excited about that. And then I will be gone the 17th and 18th for meeting committee and board of director meeting in Kearney. And I will also be gone the 22nd. I will not be here for that city council. Yes. And that's all, Fred.
All right, very good, thank you. Standing committee reports, Andrea?
The Arbor Day went really, really well. They planted 2 trees. The kids were, I thought, really well behaved. I mean, they had a good time up there. Definitely thank the tree board for doing a lot of work to get that out there.
And just there is some thank you from the kiddos
Oh, there's picture, yeah.
up
that's a
there,
great
so
picture.
that they wrote to the city.
I like the blue shirts versus the
Oh,
green
yeah.
shirt.
They do too,
The
yeah.
picture stands out
Mhm.
more.
They also got a packet for the tree board of thank yous as well, so. That's things up.
That's all I have.
And the kids really engage in those
They
activities.
do, well, they really, as I said, they love playing in the dirt and help plant it, and putting the bark around, and they listen and they wanna know how often you gotta water it and what you gotta do here and there, but then about, 25 minutes, they're done.
They're ready. to play.
Here, 20 minutes and then- Yep, doesn't matter what you do. they're done.
20 minutes. Good, that's good to know. Thank you so much for participating in that. Kimberly?
There was a planning and zoning meeting. We've got a recommendation in our packet. I was unable to attend, so I'm sure Ed has some little notes on that.
Yeah, that was the only thing on their agenda was to select and recommend a consulting firm for the rewrite and revision of the zoning ordinance and subdivision code. And obviously that's on your packet for this evening. I've included the score sheets, as well as the price, the fees. I will make a special note that those fees were not open until the meeting. The reviews were done prior to the fees being open. And I think that's the best way to handle that, so.
Very good. Karen?
I don't have anything.
Okay. Thank you, Sheriff, for the report.
You're
Appreciate
welcome.
that.
Yep, any questions? No.
Any questions from council? All right, you wanna please note that we accept the reports? All right. Any public comment today? All right, thank you very much. There being no unfinished business, we'll move on to new business. Discussion of the mayor and council wage comparison chart.
All right, guys, so last time we kind of talked about employees, the benefits, the whole works there. Retirement, how do we compare to other communities, how do we compare health insurance wise, how do we compare salary wise, so on and so forth. So in doing so, I felt it was pertinent that we go ahead and talk about the mayor's and council wages as it compares to those same communities who fit our criteria, the population, so on and so forth. And as you can see, we're right in the middle. Again, an additional note here, any changes if you wanted to make some, again, this is just for discussion at this time. If we wanted to make action, I can bring it back on the next agenda. But any action that you did want to make would affect the next election, so December of 2024.
It wouldn't go in effect for us. This is for future.
Yep, and that's per state statute.
Okay.
But, yep. Any questions?
I think go ahead and have it on the agenda when we discuss the other wages.
Absolutely.
Right? Any questions or anything for Edward or directions for him for anyone? No? Okay. Action and discussion on selection of firm for the rewrite revisions of the City of Grant zoning ordinances and subdivision code. Okay, and
Perfect. So I did include each of their proposals. Again, the score sheet leads those three. They all scored very similar, within 6 points of each other. Any one of these firms, I feel would do a fabulous job. References were checked. Miller's got probably the most outstanding references from Imperial and Cambridge. But again, any one of these firms would do a fantastic job. The Planning and Zoning Commission did ultimately choose unanimously to recommend Miller and Associates as the consulting firm for this project.
and we've worked with Reed before, and he would be the person that we would be working with.
No,
Right.
so it would be
If we
Craig
chose
Bennett.
Miller.
Craig Bennett. If you choose Miller, it's Craig Bennett, and
Oh, Reed is the owner.
Reed Miller, principal in charge, and then H. Jason Combs.
Okay.
That would be the team from Miller's, yes.
Okay.
And yes, you're correct. Reed did assist as with the full project.
So we have worked with him.
Yes.
Okay.
And we worked with five rule planning when we did the substandard and blight study, and they did a
They did a good
fantastic
job,
job on that. And we've got interaction with Keith Marvin and Marvin Planning Consultants in the past. Again, any one of these firms there's not a bad choice here. Just recommendation from the planning commission. Again, you don't have to follow that recommendation. Pick whoever your heart's content with, or
And all their timeline was very similar, wasn't it?
yeah, yep. 5 rule was the quickest. They could get it done this fiscal year, but they're all before the end of the year.
Okay.
And in the scope of work for the RFP that I sent out, I just put in the calendar year.
Great, right.
Because I felt like in the fiscal year, it's kind of like pushing it, something this today, so.
And there was no negative references, correct?
No.
They were all positive for all three.
All positive references for all three, yes.
Any concerns or standouts from a legal perspective?
I don't think so. I mean, I would go with the recommendation.
It's not very often you get a low cost plus not necessarily lowest scoring.
They're 20 point out of it.
Mhm.
And again, I make that note that we did write on the envelopes what time they were open and everything like that, like we're supposed to do, and Jesse can verify that the fees were not open until the meeting. So that really made it a consultant or a proposal, and not a decision based on fees.
Right. I agree. Mullen and Associates have been very easy to work with, and whenever there's been a disagreement, they've worked really hard to solve any kind of problems in the past, so. And I think that they would be similar for this project also.
All three firms met the timeline, met the scope of work, the requirements for submittal. So yeah, again, not a bad choice here. I like all three.
And all three of them, as far as like meeting with us, they would probably all have to do Zoom meetings or.
They did all ask for at least a couple of Zoom meetings. Obviously, they're gonna do some work that involves some interaction, some back and forth, some input, similar to what we did with the comprehensive plan, where we asked for the strength, weakness, or the SWOT analysis, opportunities and threats, sorry. Similar to that, but yeah, all three firms asked for capability to Zoom, and I did not object with that at all. Public for 3 weeks. I independently emailed 9 firms.
Okay.
9 consulting firms.
And you published for
Got
3
response.
weeks.
Yep.
I moved to select Miller and Associates for the rewrite revision to the City of Grant zoning ordinance and subdivision code.
Second. Andrea moved, Tierney second, that we accept Miller and Associates for the rewrite revisions for the City of Grant zoning ordinance and subdivision code. Any discussion? Tierney, how do you vote?
Yes.
Andrew?
Yes.
Kimberly?
Yes.
Motion carried. Did everyone get a chance to look at bills and claims?
Move set action on bills and claims in the amount of $198,031.98.
Second.
Tierney moved and Andrea second that we accept bills and claims in the amount of $198,031.98. Any discussion on the bill and claims? Kimberly, how do you vote?
Yes.
Tierney?
Yes.
Andrea?
Yes.
All right, motion carried. We are adjourned at 7:17. Thank you, everyone. Have a good evening. Enjoy the wonderful movie.